Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. At the time of filming right now, I just got back from my family vacation to Oogie Boogie Bash 2024 at Disneyland Resort in California. I wanted to sit down and talk about some of the things that I got to do, some things I didn't get to do, and maybe how I could have done it better for anyone else that might be attending this year or planning on going in the future. I hope you enjoy, and if you do, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content, and especially for more spooky content throughout October. First thing to talk about is what exactly is Oogie Boogie Bash. So Oogie Boogie Bash is the version of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween over in Disneyland, California, but it is held in California Adventure, the other park from Disneyland. What it is that it's a special event that the park closes early for people who have tickets to that special event, and they get to go trick-or-treating, meet characters they might not see before, see some spooky versions of some rides, as well as eat some cool treats and see the parade that no one else will be able to see unless you have tickets for that event. Something that's very important about this though is that the event does not start until 6 p.m. You can get into the park as early as 3 p.m. but if you do not have an actual park ticket with a reservation prior to that 3 p.m. time, then you cannot get into the park any earlier than 3 p.m. That being said, we go in at 3 p.m. This is my second year doing it, and we've been able to knock out a lot of things. Now, we never, ever got to do everything, but that is more because characters, parades, and treat trails, they do not even come out until 6 p.m. when they start kicking the regular guests out of the park at 6 p.m. Here's some of the things that I believe are probably the most important steps of Oogie Boogie Bash. Obviously, take advantage of that extra time you have given to you with your allotted ticket, which get into the park by 3 p.m. What you should do is if you are staying on property or not staying on property, you should utilize the Grand Californian Hotel entrance or the Pixar Pier Hotel entrance, because you can get your wristband and your bag at those entrances, and you don't have to wait in the very long line that you are going to wait in at the front entrance. Now, that being said, I do believe at nighttime you should leave the park through the front entrance, because there is an amazing display above the turnstiles to get into the park that I believe are really great for photo ops or even just seeing. It's a really cool build. It has Oogie Boogie up there and he's talking to you. So I will actually leave a picture of the back side that I got of it. I don't think I got a picture of the front side, but I will put a picture up here. Very nice. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to film this video as a vlog like I had planned on doing, because I will never film anyone's kids or ever put kids up on my channel. I just don't necessarily agree with it. Each their own. If you feel comfortable filming your kids or kids in your life and putting them on the internet, I just don't think that is my job. And I think when they are old enough to have social media, they can have social media and do it in a safe way. Anyways, I'm gonna kind of talk you through the timeline that I took and my family took when we were there. Granted, we did not get to get everything done. We actually missed, I would say, quite a bit. We did not do a lot of the treat trails, but we did do a lot of the rides. So we got in at 3 p.m., a little after 3 p.m. We used the Pixar Pier Hotel entrance, which we literally just walked right in. Very easy. At 3 p.m., we mobile ordered our food at San Francisco, and I got the gyoza pot stickers. So good. Probably the best pot stickers I've ever had. They're not deep fried or steamed. I don't know what they do to them, but they are unbelievably good, so you should try them out. They are a bit expensive. You only get, I believe it was it's either 4 or 5 of them. They're really good. That whole area has some amazing food that you should absolutely mobile order prior to getting over at any location. If you can, and if it offers mobile ordering, you should do that. First thing you should do is eat a good hearty meal. That way you are ready to be walking the rest of the night. After you eat, what you should do is knock out as many rides as you possibly can. There are only 2 rides that change at nighttime with the event starting. Last year, they didn't change any of them till 6 p.m., but at 3 p.m., they actually open up Guardians of the Galaxy. They changed that at 3 p.m. this year. So if you can knock that out, I highly suggest that. Obviously, it's their spooky party, so try riding it at night again too. It might be more your style. I'm a bit scared of that ride, so riding it during the day is a little bit more helpful for me. A lot of the times on event nights, the park kind of starts to clear out around that 3 p.m. time because people are park hopping over to Disneyland because the event's about to start. So you see that park starting to clear out around 3 p.m. So the rides waits, I don't think we waited in anything over 30 minutes, even with the park being open to the general public. At 6 p.m. they kick everyone out. Anyone who does not have that wristband on their hand for that night, they kick them out. There's about 6 to 12 treat trails. Within those treat trails, there are characters that you can meet. Some of them will be like Dr. Doofenshmirtz, which I took a picture with him here. He's an icon to me. Obviously, I grew up watching Phineas and Ferb. I am in my 20s. I loved Phineas and Ferb. I would sit down on Friday nights and I'd watch it as it was coming out. Met Dr. Doofenshmirtz. He told me to stay evil as he posed with me. Love him. Also, he probably had one of the longest lines that we waited in though to meet a character in a treat trail. Him and Oogie Boogie, which I actually have a video of Oogie Boogie, which I will put up. To see, isn't it? One of the quicker treat trails that we actually started with was Agatha, because we were just hopping off Tower of Terror and everything was, or Tower of Terror, sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy, and we were in Marvel Land already, so we started with Agatha, which she was super cool. I'll put a video in here as well. There's tons of characters that you can meet as well that are in a treat trail, such as Kingdom Hearts characters are out at little stands. Bruno from Encanto, he is there as well as there's tons. The Hocus Pocus witches are out as well. There's tons and tons and tons of characters. One that I did not get to do and my family didn't get to do, which I wish we did get to do, was Hades. His line was massive and you kind of have to pick and choose what you want to do. We did see Sid, but we didn't get to do his treat trail. We just saw him. If you are trying to get as many rides done as possible, you are definitely not going to get all the treat trails done. You are not going to meet all the characters. I think if you don't even ride a single ride, you'll probably not do all the treat trails and meet all the characters. There's so many options for you to meet. One of the most important things I think everybody should have to do is the parade. There are 2 showings of the parade, I believe. One is at 7:30 and then the following one is at 10 p.m., which cuts it really close to your ending time of the event of 11 p.m. A lot of people though will see that first showing. So what I always say to do is do the treat trails and meet some characters while people are watching that first parade, or even hop on some rides. However, the parade trail is very long and it starts, I believe, in Pixar Pier and makes its way all the way through like Hollywood Boulevard. It's very long, and any characters that are on that parade path will go in while the parade is going. The parade is about 30 minutes long, 30 to 45 minutes long, depending on what they need to do. I say see the 10 o'clock showing. What my family did is that they saw the 10 o'clock showing and waited over by the Pixar Pier hotel entrance, and then once that was done, whoever wanted to head home at that point did head home because the hotel entrance was right there, and then whoever wanted to stay the extra hour, stay the extra hour. Ian and I actually skipped out on the parade because Ian's must-do was riding Soarin' over California, and we hit that point where it was like, okay, we can either do this or do that. Like, you kind of hit a point where you're like, you can't do both. You're gonna run out of time and not see something or do something. So we went over to Soaring over California, and then we did Villains Grove. Villains Grove is so cool. It's a must-do for me. It is like Disney's version of a scary haunted house without any true jump scares. Like, there's no one jumping out at you, but it's just the traditional Disney technology that's just outstanding. And it's where they have, I believe it's now Up themed. It used to be Brother Bear themed playground. I don't go in it anymore because I'm in my 20s, but when I was younger it was Brother Bear themed. I believe now it is Up themed. It's that little playground that they have inside the park that turns into the Villains Grove at night. Honestly, the actual event food I don't personally believe is worth it. There's like some chicken strips over at Flo's that are like specific to the event, and there's like one drink option. So don't waste your time waiting in a long line for those food items when you could be meeting some pretty scarce character interactions. We met Lotso the bear. Put him up here. Loved him. We actually waited in a really long line to meet him, but he hugged me. He hugged me, and honestly, I think he is one of the most underrated characters because he was just never loved, and all he wanted was to be loved. I'm also an empath, so take that as you will. If you are planning on shopping, the shops are 100% going to be closed at the end of the night, a little bit beforehand. They do not want you in the park any later than they've already had at the event, which is understandable. They have a lot to clean up because people will throw their candy wrappers on the ground. It's messy, and they have a lot to set up for the next day for the park to open once again at 8 a.m. If you are not attending Oogie Boogie night, make sure that you are doing Disneyland on that day because Disney California Adventure does close early. Or if you still think you can knock it out, which honestly, if you get in there at 9 a.m. or not even 8 a.m. when the park opens, and you could probably knock out everything in California Adventure pretty quickly in that time span, by 6 p.m. easy, and then get a park hopper to Disneyland though. That way you're not losing precious park hours that you have paid for. You are allowed to dress up for this event. You do not have to be a Disney character. One thing that you cannot do though is you cannot have a mask on, but you can paint your face. There are things that you can and can't do. Just you cannot wear a mask. Dresses that touch the floor for kids or adults are not allowed during the event, obviously for tripping hazards. Wear walkable shoes regardless. This is a theme park because you are walking all night. All day, all night you will be walking. So wear comfortable walking shoes because you will get blisters otherwise. Do not wear a brand new pair of shoes. Break them in prior to your trip, otherwise you will get blisters. I always suggest wearing socks that are above the, like ankle socks are honestly higher sometimes if you can, because I don't know about anybody else. I wear Air Forces a lot of the time or Air Max 90s, and they rub on my ankle, which sometimes will give me little cuts on my ankles because they're rubbing on it so much. So I usually wear a sock above the ankle. That way there is just no injuries happening. Obviously compression socks are probably even better. There is a exclusive merchandise stand for Oogie Boogie Bash and their Halloween merchandise located at the very front of Pixar Pier next to the Little Mermaid ride if you are interested in looking at that merchandise. This year, my family dressed up as Inside Out 2 characters, so we actually got all of the emotions, but we did not have Riley or Nostalgia. We didn't get them. I was Anxiety, Ian was Embarrassment. I'll put a picture of us up right here. Let me know if you have any questions that I can answer in the comment section below about the Oogie Boogie Bash specifically. And subscribe to the channel for more content. Don't forget to like it to let me know that you are enjoying this content, and I will see you hopefully next week with another video. Bye.